Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Alright, if you guys are not aware, look at this. They announced MARCIANA'S official kit. You know, everything has been revealed. And she has also been shown a couple of times of how she will work, how she will operate on the official Nikke Twitter page. So we're gonna have a look at Marciana, look at her kit, try to analyze and hopefully give you guys a better idea of what I think. First things first, she is going to be a healer. As you guys can see right here, she's a burst 2 supporter, a shotgun user, and her code is iron type. So let's have a look at her burst skill overall first. First things first, her posture. As you can see, she has a drone flying at the back. So keep in mind, she is
teacher, it's important
apparently
to understand your students.
an academy teacher. So this is
Assessments and arrange one-to-one interviews with the students.
how she will operate in a battle scenario. So look at that huge asset. I get it, right? This is very tempting. A lot of players are going to look at this and be like, okay, that's a mass pull. Think carefully, alright? Think carefully. We got anniversary coming up. We got perhaps a Halloween event coming soon as well. So as you can see, she's a shotgun user. Alright, she's a shotgun user. There's a lot of things to consider being a shotgun character, right? So keep in mind, she's burst 2 strictly. So she's going to compete alongside with other burst 2 character as well. So right now, she does feel like she's going to be a pretty solid healer, but let's theorycraft a little bit and talk about her abilities overall and give you guys a better perspective. So if you look at her kit, skill 1, drone supporter, so that's going to be pretty cool. This is probably by far, based on what I can see, is probably her best part of the kit. So this one activates when the last bullet hits the target and affects all allies. So if you guys are not familiar with the last bullet hits the target, I believe we have had a lot of characters like that. For example, Swimsuit Annie's, you know, and pairing this with Privity definitely does make a lot of sense. So you can see what happens is this affects all allies and recovers 10.95% of attack damage as HP over 3 seconds. Alright, so this is a pretty cool heal right there. It does give you a little bit of healing over time, over the course of 3 seconds. Activates when the last bullet hits a target. And then you will have one more ability, affects 2 ally units with the highest attack, where the HP potency increased by 26.98% for 3 seconds. So HP potency is basically the healing effect. It's not the heal, but it's like the healing effect basically increase the healing received. So the truth is right here, I'm not sure if I like the condition. It says that affects 2 ally units with the highest attack. If this was something like maybe like 2 ally units with the lowest HP, it makes more sense. So in this case, if you are using it in a PvE scenario, and if you have like a 2 attacker in your team, that 2 attacker will constantly be the target of this HP potency skill. That is kind of a downside. That means if you have a defender or a supporter in the team that's like kind of a low HP, they won't get the priority to get this particular buff, this specific buff right here that increases the HP potency, right? So that's going to be the downside of it. The upside that I can think of for this particular skill is perhaps in PvP. Now, your attacker, alright, or the 2 ally units with the highest attack, that means they are not going to die. That means they are always constantly going to be able to obtain the heal. Hopefully, they're the last one to die in that particular team and they can carry you to victory in PvP scenario. Now, moving on to skill 2, School Nurse. This passive skill, as we can see right here, activates when using burst skill, affects all allies. Now, this is a pretty cool skill right here. Every time you use burst skill, you're gonna just straight up have a big burst of HP recovery by 28.11% of the caster's final max HP as HP. Now let's have a quick glance at a few other characters in the game, right? So this one straight up 28%. If you look at the Nikkes in the game right now, alright, so let's go to Wikipedia and we look at a few other healers. For example, you can look at someone like Blanc. Now Blanc's heal is not a big burst as Marciana's one. As you can see, she gives shield. She does have heal right here on the skill 2, but there is going to be a small 3.68% over the course of 5 seconds, right? And also you can see one more is the burst skill on the ultimate skill. And then this one is like 3.84% of caster's final max HP over the course of 8 seconds. So this is like a small incremental heal every second for a couple of seconds, as opposed to Marciana's one, which is going to be a big burst of 28.11%. So let's look at a few other characters that I can think of. Swimsuit Mary. I think she is kind of prominent and very, very famous for being one of the better healers in the game, right? One of the more, you know, prominent ones as well. So if you look at Swimsuit Mary's one, she does have the burst skill that increases max HP, but that one doesn't really heal. You can see is this particular skill one right here that recovers up to 6.86% of the caster's final max HP every 1 second for 5 seconds. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Again, it's like over the course of a few seconds. It's like a duration of a period of a time, right? Compared to just MARCIANA'S one, which is like a burst heal overall. So it really depends which one is better. I do feel like characters that have burst heal seems to be quite rare. Alright, so she's going to be the first one. This is going to be Soda, also one more character. You can see recovers HP 3.23% of caster's final max HP, and also she has this ability that recovers HP by 12% of caster's final max HP. So MARCIANA is going to be able to heal way more, 28.11% of her final max HP. Now that is quite high if you think about it, every time you activate burst skill. And also her burst skill, since she has cooldown 20 seconds, a Teacher's Grace, now she has an ability to affect, it says here affects all enemies, but I think this is a translation error. Most likely it affects all allies. So there's this thing called the storage. So if the target obtains a healing effect that exceeds the character's max HP, the excess portion will be stored, alright, and maybe it will be used later. So up to 27.8% of the caster's max HP, and this will last for 10 seconds. Now I thought this is pretty cool, alright, so the fact that you are able to store some of this healing, perhaps use it, you know, at a later time, but it doesn't last for permanently, it's just for 10 seconds. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm not sure how this will work. It's going to be quite hard to test this particular skill in general. However, you can see there's also a defense boost right there of 20.9% of the caster's defense for 10 seconds. So her HP is going to be important. Her defense is going to be important as well, because that's going to scale off how much she's able to heal and how much defense she's going to be able to boost for the characters. I do think that MARCIANA is going to be a very defensive unit. Now, is she going to be good overall? I think she's going to be very strong in PvP. I can see this particular skill, her being shotgun number 1. Alright, shotgun is going to be, shotgun and rocket launchers are usually very good for PvP because they have the ability to push the burst gauge faster so that you can actually activate your burst fast. That alone plus heal is going to make it a very annoying character to deal with. Now in PvE, it really depends. I'm not sure if I see the value of her yet. Kind of a mixed bag for the time being. So I do think that most players should consider saving for the time being, and you know, wait for my review. I'll try to pull her and test her out once she's available in the global server. If you're free to play, do consider saving unless you really need a healer in your team. Now Blanc and Nor, I think overall is still going to be a much more solid character because they just provide way more. Blanc and Nor, you know, especially Blanc. Just by herself, yes, she's kind of tough, rough to use by herself, but she doesn't just heal. She also does something else which is kind of unique, which is increasing the damage taken for all the enemies. 39% is kind of insane right there, right? So whereas for MARCIANA, it seems like she's a dedicated healer, very defensive unit. But yeah, we'll see how she performs. It's going to be quite hard to test her, but I'll give my best shot once she comes out. Alright, so with that being said, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys again very soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.